Welcome back to the channel Rare Coins All World. Today, we're diving into something truly exciting, especially if you're a fan of modern coins. We're talking about the 2022 Washington Quarter Dollar, yes, the Washington Quarter. While most of us think of these quarters as just another everyday coin, you might be surprised at how much value some of them are fetching in the coin market. Buckle up, because today, we're going to explore why the 2022 Washington Quarter could be hiding a huge payday for some lucky collectors. Let's begin with a little history. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932, celebrating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. For decades, this coin has been a symbol of American pride, featuring the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The design has remained relatively consistent over the years, but occasionally, the U.S. Mint releases special editions, introducing new designs to mark significant events in the nation's history. Fast forward to 2022, and the Washington Quarter is once again in the spotlight. For this year, the U.S. Mint introduced a new set of designs that feature the nation's diverse cultural heritage. These new designs celebrate the unity and history of the United States, marking a departure from the classic eagle design that has adorned the coin for decades. The 2022 Washington Quarter Dollar includes stunning depictions of various American themes, including beautiful renditions of national parks, historical landmarks, and symbols of the country's rich cultural diversity. Now, you might be asking, what makes the 2022 Washington Quarter worth more than just 25 cents? The answer lies in the rarity, condition, and unique characteristics that some of these coins possess. In fact, while the majority of 2022 quarters are still in circulation and hold no more than their face value, there are a select few that are truly special and could be worth far more than just a quarter. Coin collectors and enthusiasts are always on the lookout for rare and exceptional examples, and the 2022 Washington Quarter is no exception. For starters, the 2022 Washington Quarters that were issued for circulation are not all created equal. Some of them were produced in limited numbers, which can make them more desirable to collectors. For example, the U.S. Mint special releases, such as the America the Beautiful Quarter series, often see limited mintage runs, and these coins become more sought after as time goes on. Similarly, the 2022 Washington Quarter may have a limited production or special features that make it stand out from the rest, but the rarity factor alone isn't enough to drive up the price. What really boosts the value of a coin like the 2022 Washington Quarter is its condition. If you happen to come across a 2022 Washington Quarter that's been kept in perfect, uncirculated condition, or even better, if it has an error or unique feature that makes it stand out, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Coins that are well preserved and free from wear and tear will always fetch a higher price than those that show signs of circulation. The better the condition, the higher the value, and speaking of errors, minting mistakes are another way that certain coins can skyrocket in value. Imagine this: you have a 2022 Washington Quarter that has an off-center strike, a double die error, or even a repunched mint mark. These minting flaws can make a coin incredibly rare, as they are usually produced in very small numbers. Collectors crave error coins because they are unique, and they can sometimes sell for tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and rarity of the mistake. So, let's get to the important part: how much could a 2022 Washington Quarter be worth? Now, as we mentioned earlier, most of the 2022 quarters in circulation are worth their face value of 25 cents, but if you have a high-quality, uncirculated coin, or if you're fortunate enough to own a rare minting error coin, you could be looking at a much higher price tag. For instance, error coins or those in perfect condition can fetch prices in the thousands of dollars, especially if they are professionally graded by a respected coin grading service. And now, for the grand reveal. A 2022 Washington Quarter, in near-perfect condition or featuring a rare minting error, can potentially be worth $43,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $43,000. While that amount might seem like a dream, there are indeed rare coins out there in the market that have reached these incredible values. The key takeaway here is that the 2022 Washington Quarter could be much more valuable than you think. It's not just about the coin's design or its historical significance, it's about the condition and rarity of the piece. So, if you happen to find a 2022 quarter in your change jar, make sure to give it a good look. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands, so, what should you do if you think you found a valuable 2022 Washington quarter? The best step is to take it to a professional coin grader. These experts will carefully assess the coin's condition, check for any minting errors, and assign it a grade. Once you have a proper grade, you'll be able to get an accurate sense of how much your 2022 Washington quarter is worth. In conclusion, while the 2022 Washington quarter may seem like just another ordinary coin at first glance, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. With the potential for minting errors, limited production runs, and the possibility of being in mint condition, this coin could be worth far more than its face value. If you happen to own one of these special 2022 Washington quarters, it could be worth an impressive $43,000. Today, we're talking about something that might just surprise you, a coin that's not too old but could still fetch a serious amount of money in the right condition. We're talking about the 2021 Washington quarter dollar. While quarters are often viewed as simple change in our pockets, there are certain editions of these coins that have become quite rare and valuable to collectors. Now, you might be wondering, why would a modern coin like the 2021 Washington quarter be worth anything more than its face value? Well, there's more to it than meets the eye. The Washington quarter, which has been in circulation since 1932, has gone through numerous redesigns, commemorative releases, and even minting errors that have made some editions stand out. And the 2021 Washington quarter is no exception. This year's coin has captured the attention of both casual collectors and serious numismatists, and today, we'll dive into why this coin could be worth way more than just 25 cents. Let's start by talking about the history and design of the 2021 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter, which originally debuted in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday, has undergone several transformations over the years. However, in 2021, something special was introduced: the new designs for the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which features national parks and historic landmarks across the United States. This program started in 2010 and was set to conclude in 2021, and these special editions of the Washington quarter have drawn particular interest from collectors. The 2021 Washington quarter specifically features a stunning design commemorating the Vicksburg National Military Park in Mississippi. The park marks a significant battle during the American Civil War and is a symbol of perseverance and sacrifice. The reverse of the coin showcases a design of the park's monument, with a unique perspective that truly captures the essence of the historical event. This design is a part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, and it was carefully chosen to highlight one of the many defining moments of American history. While this quarter might seem like a small piece of history, there's a lot more to its potential value. So, what makes the 2021 Washington quarter special enough to potentially be worth a lot more than its face value? Well, the first thing to consider is rarity. The Vicksburg quarter, like many others from the America the Beautiful series, was produced in a limited mintage. While quarters are struck in large quantities each year, certain designs or special releases have lower mintage numbers than others, making them rarer and more desirable to collectors. The more limited the production, the more valuable the coin becomes over time. Another crucial factor that can drive the value of a 2021 Washington quarter is its condition. As with any coin, the better the condition, the more it can be worth. Coins that are kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, with no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, are the ones that will command the highest prices. Collectors always seek out coins that look as fresh as the day they were minted, and the 2021 Washington quarter is no exception. If you happen to find a 2021 Washington quarter that has been preserved in immaculate condition, you might be sitting on something incredibly valuable. Now, it's not just about the general availability or condition of the 2021 Washington quarter. There's also the potential for rare minting errors. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, and these flawed coins are often very sought after by collectors. Some examples of these errors include double strikes, off-center prints, or repunched mint marks. If you come across a 2021 Washington quarter that has any sort of minting mistake, it could easily become worth far more than a regular, error-free version. Error coins are prized because they're unique and often can't be replicated, making them highly valuable in the coin market. So, how much could the 2021 Washington quarter be worth? The answer depends on factors like rarity, condition, and any potential minting errors. While most quarters from this year will still be worth just 25 cents, the rare ones can fetch much higher prices. If you happen to have an uncirculated 2021 Washington quarter or one that contains a minting error, you could be looking at an impressive payout. In fact, a 2021 Washington quarter, in pristine condition or with an error, could be worth as much as $43,000. Yes, you heard that right, $43,000. Now, this might sound unbelievable, but it's true. Coins with rare features, such as minting errors or limited runs, can often go for astronomical amounts at auction or among serious collectors. The beauty of collecting coins is that you never know when you might come across one that has a hidden treasure just waiting to be discovered. If you're wondering how to tell if you have a 2021 Washington quarter that's worth more than just pocket change, here's what you should look for. First, check the condition of your coin. If it's uncirculated, has no signs of wear, and has sharp, clean details, it could be a valuable piece. Next, look for any signs of minting errors. If your quarter looks a little different from the rest, with an off-center image, doubling on the design, or other strange markings, you may have just found a rare error coin. If you think you have a 2021 Washington quarter that could be worth a lot more, the next step is to have it graded by a professional. A reputable coin grading service will assess the condition of the coin, authenticate any minting errors, and give it a grade. This will help determine its true value in the collector's market. In conclusion, the 2021 Washington quarter might seem like just another coin, but there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Thanks to its limited mintage, beautiful design, and potential for minting errors, it could be worth a lot more than 25 cents. If you have a 2021 Washington quarter in good condition, or, better yet, one with a rare minting flaw, you could be looking at a coin worth $43,000. So, next time you're going through your change, take a closer look at those 2021 Washington quarters. Who knows, you might be holding on to a small fortune. Today's journey takes us into the world of the 2010 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that, at first glance, might seem ordinary, but trust me, it holds a lot more potential than you might think. So whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just getting started, this is one video you won't want to miss. Because today, we're exploring how a 2010 Washington quarter could turn your spare change into serious cash. Let's begin with a little context. The year 2010 was an important one for U.S. coinage. It marked the beginning of a whole new chapter in the history of the quarter, the America the Beautiful Quarters program. This new series was designed to honor national parks, forests, and historic sites across the United States. It replaced the extremely popular 50-state quarters program, which had just ended in 2008. Collectors were already hyped for what was next, and when the 2010 coins hit circulation, they introduced a fresh new set of designs that brought life and beauty to this everyday piece of currency. Now, let's talk about the designs. In 2010, the U.S. Mint released 5 unique quarters as part of the new series: Hot Springs National Park in Arkansas, Yellowstone in Wyoming, Yosemite in California, Grand Canyon in Arizona, and Mount Hood in Oregon. Each of these coins displayed incredible detail and captured the natural beauty and heritage of their respective locations. But beyond their aesthetic appeal, these coins were also being produced in different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each with their own mint marks and production quantities. And this is where things start to get interesting. The value of a coin is never just about the date, it's about the condition, the mint location, any possible minting errors, and how many were made. The 2010 Washington quarters, especially those from the America the Beautiful series, tick several of these boxes, making them prime candidates for rare and valuable finds. Some of these quarters were made in lower quantities compared to more common years, and that makes them more attractive to collectors. Not only that, but a few versions of the 2010 quarter have already started turning heads in the numismatic community for their rare features. Let's talk about minting errors, the secret ingredient that can turn a regular coin into a jackpot. Some 2010 quarters have been discovered with double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and even missing edge lettering. These errors don't happen often, but when they do, they become highly collectible because each one is truly unique. Imagine having a coin that was supposed to be struck once but ended up being struck twice, causing a shadow or doubling of the design. Or a coin where part of the design is completely missing because it was misaligned during minting. These are the kinds of characteristics that elevate the value of a quarter from 25 cents to thousands of dollars, but here's another important factor: condition. Collectors use a grading system that ranges from heavily circulated to uncirculated, and the coins that fall into the highest categories, especially those labeled as MS-67, MS-68, or even MS-69, can demand very high prices. These are coins that have never seen regular circulation, have no scratches or nicks, and look like they just left the mint. So, if you happen to have a 2010 Washington quarter that's in pristine condition or has been professionally graded as mint state, you may already be holding something worth much more than its face value. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have a valuable 2010 Washington quarter? First, start by checking the mint mark. Coins from the San Francisco Mint, marked S, are often issued as proofs and are usually produced in much lower quantities than their Philadelphia or Denver counterparts. Then, look for any unusual features, doubling of letters or numbers, missing or smudged details, or an off-centered strike. If anything looks out of the ordinary, it's worth doing some research or, better yet, getting it checked out by a professional coin grader. Speaking of grading, one of the best moves you can make if you think your coin is special is to send it in to be professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. These organizations are trusted in the numismatic world, and their certification can dramatically increase the value of your coin. Once your coin is authenticated and graded, it can be listed for auction or sold to collectors who are always looking for high-quality or error coins. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. We've covered the beauty, history, and rarity of the 2010 Washington quarter. We've talked about mint errors, condition, and grading. But what about the value? If you have a 2010 Washington quarter dollar with a rare minting error, in uncirculated condition, and professionally graded, its value could soar to an incredible $44,000. Yes, you heard that right, $44,000. That's the kind of value that transforms a simple quarter into a prized collectible, a centerpiece of a coin collection, or even a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. So, the next time you're digging through your change jar, flipping through coin rolls, or cleaning out a forgotten drawer, keep your eyes peeled for the 2010 Washington quarter. You never know, what looks like just another coin could be your ticket to an amazing payday. If you found this video helpful and exciting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a discovery like this. There are countless treasures waiting to be found, and we're here to help you uncover them. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting.